So there are two foods that increase your risk of cancer that has been scientifically proven. So the first one is your red meat and processed meat. So your processed meat is considered your sausages, your bacon, your ham, anything with nitrates in it. So we want to reduce the amount of red meat that we're having to less than 18 ounces a week of meat. Red meat is considered lamb, pork, and beef. The second one is not really a food, but it's alcohol. Alcohol increases your risk of stomach, esophageal, pancreatic, stomach, and breast cancer. So we really want to limit to 0 alcohol. But for men, it's less than 2 servings of alcohol, and for women, it's 1. And what's considered a serving is 12 ounces of beer, 1.5 ounces of liquor, and 5 ounces of wine. 0 is best, but we want to limit our alcohol consumption. So one of the foods is lycopene, and that's found in your red foods like your tomatoes, your strawberries, but it is better absorbed if you cook it. So like tomato sauce is better absorbed than having just a sliced tomato. Other foods are your cruciferous vegetables and your fruits and vegetables because they're high in fiber, and the fiber helps remove some of these toxic chemicals in our body. So having a diet full of fiber-rich foods is beneficial. So a Mediterranean diet is great to follow because that is focused on having your fruits, your vegetables, your legumes, your nuts, your seeds, your beans, and even focusing on olive oil. These foods are high in antioxidants, which help reduce your risk of cancer. It's also low in your processed foods. So maintaining a healthy body weight is crucial for reducing your cancer risk because the more obese we are, the more fat we have, and it increases your stomach cancer, endometrial cancer, breast cancer, esophageal cancer. So we definitely want to lower our body fat percent. Different things we could do to reduce our risk and lower our body fat is watch our portion size. We want to go back to listening to our body and being more mindful of what we're eating. So eating when we are hungry and finishing when we're satisfied, not finishing when we're Thanksgiving Day full. Also, we want to exercise more, move more. So it's whatever you enjoy doing. So exercise could be riding a bike, swimming, dancing, doing your laundry, you're moving. So the more movement we have, the better off. Also, we want to focus on our fruits, our vegetables, our fiber-rich foods, and finding ways to make these foods more flavorful for you so you're more apt to choose them. Even keeping a journal of what you're eating is really important because then you could see how much you're eating and what you're eating, because sometimes we don't pay attention. So having it written down, you're more apt to eat healthier foods. So quick things, I think number 1 is drinking more water, staying hydrated. So not focusing on the sugary drinks like sodas, juices, it's empty calories. You could flavor up your water with pieces of fruit, but focusing on more fluids is important. Second is focusing on fiber. So fiber is found in your fruits, your vegetables, your nuts, your seeds, your beans are easy ways to get more fiber, and they also have protein in your diet. And the third one is protein too. So protein helps you feel full, helps you feel satisfied. So your protein-rich foods, your lean protein-rich foods are found in your chicken, your fish, your turkey, even, like we said, your nuts, your seeds, your beans are all great sources of protein. So stop eating. I don't want you to focus on things not to eat. So things that we should limit doing is limiting the amount of fried foods that we're having. So if it's fried chicken, French fries, once in a while, fine, but we don't want to have a diet based on fried foods. Same thing for your meat products. Like we said, meat increases your risk of cancer, so we want to limit the amount to less than 18 ounces a week of meat. Also, limiting the amount of sugar that we're eating. So looking at food labels and reading how much added sugar is in food, because we want to limit the amount of added sugar in our diet. So on the label, it does say added sugar, and we want less than 26 grams of added sugar a day. Some people look at labels, let's take raisins for example, and see that it has 25 grams of sugar in it. However, it's not added sugar, it's natural sugar from the fruit. So that is fine to have because once again, it has a lot of fiber in it. So watching out for the added sugar is important. So having a heart healthy diet that's low in your sodium, also low in saturated fats, which is found in your meat products, your cookies, your cakes, your candies, and eating fats that are high in omega-3s found in your fatty fishes and your nuts. Also want to consume fruits and vegetables because they're antioxidants and high in fiber. So any fruit or vegetable is good for you. With diabetes, we want to have a balanced diet. So watching out for the extra added sugar, sugary drinks, and when you're eating your carbs, which is considered your whole grains, your pasta, your fruit, you want to pair it up with protein and fat. You don't want to eat it alone because it'll raise your blood sugar a lot more. So pairing it up with protein and fat is a better option. There's a diet called the Blue Zone diet, and if you look at the people who live in the Blue Zones, they eat a diet because they live a lot longer. They're eating a diet that's full of plant-based protein. So the tofu, edamame, your nuts, your seeds, your beans, your fruits and vegetables. They also have a lot less stress. Also drinking a lot of water, having your omega-3s from fatty fishes. So when you look at the people who live in the Blue Zones, they're following more of a plant-based diet versus what we eat here in America of a more sad diet. People in the Blue Zones were also eating minimally processed foods, so they weren't having the cookies, cakes, candy, cereal. They're eating whole, real food, which is important because it's high in fiber. Also, they limited the alcohol consumption, so people in the Blue Zones didn't drink a lot of alcohol, which also helped with longevity.